We'll chant a few names and then we'll add one more today. Om Jivan Muktaya Namaha.
Om Jivan Muktaya Namaha.
Om Jirna Mandirodharakaya Namaha.
Om Jirna Mandirodharakaya Namaha.
Om Tapovana Shishyaya Namaha.
Om Tapovana Shishyaya Namaha.
Om Tapasvine Namaha.
Om Tapasvine Namaha.
Om Tapanashanaya Namaha.
Om Tapanashanaya Namaha.
Om Tirthaswarupaya Namaha.
Om Tirthaswarupaya Namaha.
Om Tejasvine Namaha.
Om Tejasvine Namaha.
Om Dehatitaya Namaha.
Om Dehatitaya Namaha.
Om Dehatitaya Namaha.
Om Dehatitaya Namaha.
Dehatitaya. Dehatita. Dehatita is called. Dehatita means, it is a word that comes throughout the Shastras also. Huh? Dehatita means one who has gone beyond the body, gone beyond body consciousness. An ordinary human being is always in body consciousness, and everything we do, everything we think, everything we act on is always related to this body. We are so that's why in Gita we are called as Dehi. Dehi means one who is identified with this body. We are identified with the body. So the moment somebody hit, hey, where you hit me for? Because this is me. We think that we are this body. And this thing is reinforced by everything we do in society. Eh? You'll see, when you go to a funeral, so the person who is deceased, right? The body is lying there. So people will go and they'll talk to him. Oh, Ramlal, why you leave? Huh? They talk to this body because this is so embedded in our mind that we feel this is Ramlal. Huh? But Ramlal, gone. How it could be Ramlal? Huh? And you have to be careful what words you use at that time. Eh? Because one man was reading the eulogy of Ramlal. At that time he said, and ladies and gentlemen, this is not Ramlal. This is merely the shell of Ramlal. The knot has gone. You have to be careful which words you're using also. You know. But he was telling the correct thing. Eh? If you don't interpret the word knot. So, the one who, while living in this body, has gone beyond body consciousness to identify with the supreme reality. He has gone beyond body consciousness to identify with the supreme reality. He is called as Dehatita. Dehatita. Deha Atita. To go beyond, having transcended the body. That is the idea. And that was seen very, very, very clearly in Gurudev's life. Those of you who had opportunity to see him, you will see. I remember him eating like this. And he's South Indian, right? When I South Indian eating, they eating from the elbow coming up here. very, very clearly, on many, many occasions. I used to have to, Gurudev table is here, I used to have to stand there and make sure all the table and everything set. No, that was my work. He'll be eating right, I'm standing there, Gurudev eating here, and the nurse will come from this side and will take a needle, because he had to get his regular shots and this and that. The nurse will come from this side and take a needle on his leg. He's sitting on a chair and eating. And the nurse will, and he continued eating like nothing. He doesn't even know well. He doesn't even know that somebody, yes? And when we see the needle, we faint away. I know many people, when they see the needle, they faint. You see? How so conscious that the needle going to go into the body, you know? So conscious of this thing that we faint when we see the needle only. Because we don't want a needle to stick with body. That is Dehatita. Dehatita means gone. We are not. So, totally oblivious of the body's existence. Only to return to the awareness of body when the body requires something. The body requires some food, the body requires a bath. So that time, they take consciousness of the body and provides what the body needs. Provide what the body needs, that's it. Okay. We call as Dehatita. Now, if you are joining us for the first time tonight, we are saying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and specifically now we have reached chapter 6. Shashtodhyayaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Last night we saw 2 verses already from chapter 6. Chapter 6 is a chapter on meditation. And Bhagavan introduced the topic of meditation in the previous chapter, where he talks about a person sparshan kritva bahir bahyan chakshushchaivantare bhroho. He cast all out external things outside, leave them, drop them, and now goes inside slowly by first concentrating on the spot right between his eyebrows. So you can see from the 5th chapter, the end of the 5th chapter now, Bhagavan is introducing this topic of meditation. Now, very clearly you see a different topic there, because if he's telling to leave all outer things outside and bring the attention right between the eyebrows and make the breath, incoming breath, prana pano samau kritva, making the inner and outer breath, means incoming and outgoing, equal, like that. Prana pano samau kritva nasabhyantara charito. See? So now, topic of meditation is coming in at the end of the 5th chapter, and in 6th chapter he goes full into this topic of meditation. We saw that. What is required on the meditation seat? This first 10 verses, 9 verses or so, is about, more than 9, maybe 15 verses, all about preparation for meditation. And in fact, look here, I'll tell you something about meditation. Meditation is quite similar or akin to sleep. Now please pay attention to that word akin or similar. Meditation is not sleep, because there are many people when they go to meditate, they sit. From meditation, they slip into a different state, that is state of sleep. Why we say it is similar is because of this reason now. I'll tell you. And the very important thing about meditation. When you're going to sleep in the night, can you really sleep, or does sleep happen to you? Sleep happens, isn't it? You can put on pajamas, you can close your window, you can put your net, mosquito net, like those kind of things, right? You can fix your pillow, fix your bed sheet, this, that. But what do you do to sleep? You really can't do. If you try to sleep, you will not sleep. You have to stop trying. Correct or not? Huh? You have to stop trying. And when you stop trying, you just drop everything. You are sucked into sleep. That is how sleep is. You can't try. In other words, whatever you, that's why when you go to sleep in the night and you're thinking about something, right? You can't go thinking about this, thinking about, you won't sleep. You have to stop thinking too. Isn't it? Like the man who thinking he have a ghost on the bed. How you going to sleep? One fella say, gone by the psychiatrist, he say, anytime I go to sleep, I think I have a ghost under my bed. So I decide to go and sleep under the bed. When he gone to sleep under the bed now, he thinking, maybe the ghost gone on top. So he gone back on top. When he gone back on top, he thinking maybe ghost gone underneath now. So the psychiatrist said, oh, you have this problem. Well, there's no problem. You come to me 1 year, every week, that's 52 visits, you know. You pay me $500 each time you come. I will get rid of that ghost for you, don't worry. That man said, okay, I'll think about it. He gone home. He never come back. After about 1 year, he met that psychiatrist on the street, downtown Rio Claro. Then the psychiatrist said, what happened? You didn't come back? You made friends with the ghost or what? He said, no. I went by my Aji and she gave me a simple solution. Huh? What solution? She tell me, cut out the 4 legs from the bed. What a simple solution. Where the ghost go now? One other man gone by the psychiatrist and he tell him, he say, right wrong my house, I seen ghost. He said, really? Where did I sit down? He said, I sit on the fence post. On the fence post right wrong my house, he goes to sit. The psychiatrist said, he said, go home and sharpen them posts. Let me see where they go sit down now. People just have all kind of things. No. When we go to sleep, we are sucked into sleep. We have to stop thinking, stop doing, stop everything. And sleep just happens. It is exactly the same thing with meditation. All the things that are given in Shastras and all the things that you have been exposed to, they are all preparation for meditation. The state of meditation is a state of pure being. There is not a state of thinking, not a state of doing, not a state of striving, trying. All of that is before. The state is a state of pure being. It is not any state of doing. If you are involved in any verb, then you are not in a state of meditation. So what is given here now, in this 6th chapter, is really all the surrounding things, peripheral things to meditation. The preparation, the aids, directives, guidance, all that kind of thing. That is what is given here for meditation. But the state itself, nobody could give that. But how Shastra will give the state? The state is what happens after you practice all of this thing. You understand this thing? Shastra cannot give the state. Like for example, we could give you food, but we cannot give you taste. Taste is what will happen when you eat the food. We can't sell taste. You know, that would be a real good thing. We have to sell no double and baigani and nothing, if you could sell the taste. You know? Just sell the taste. And it's like some magic. Opium out. Like that. And when you opium out, you get the taste. You don't have to sell nothing. That taste alone, wow. This fella have a good hand. He say, you have a good hand. So, in the same way, we cannot teach the state of meditation. We can teach all those things which we have to do so that we will slip into that state. समझ में आ गया? ठीक है. So, we saw 2 verses last night. Bhagavan says the first thing now, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. In order to be able to sit on the seat of meditation and practice all the breathing and concentration and all the other things to get into that state, one has to first practice karma yoga. So the first part of this verse deals with karma yoga. If, you see, up till now karma yoga has been spoken about. If I have not practiced, done my duty, first of all, means I was not lazy, I did my duty. Second thing, I not only did my duty like that selfishly, but I did my duty selflessly for the benefit of humanity, for the benefit of the world, dedicating it to Ishvara, because it is called as Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. So I have done my duty with the right bhav, right motive, with the right, what we call attitude, right? I have to do the duty in that way, not just doing your duty like everybody says, I get up and go and do my duty, but I'm taking care of this family here, I'm taking care of these people here, and that's my duty, I'm doing that. But that is selfish duty only. It means I'm only taking care of my family. You see, you taking care of your family and yourself only, but the whole world taking care of you. And I keep telling, you just have to think one simple thing. Everything which you have, somebody in the world made it for you. Somebody gave it to you. Every single thing, Every piece of thread you have on your personality, you didn't make. Somebody in the world made. So your whole life is supposed to be dedicated to the world. Because the world takes care of it. The sun gives you energy. The wind gives you nice air to breathe. See, the earth gives food. The oceans and the rivers give water. The atmosphere give water. Everything for us. The trees give fruit. All the little microbes and bacteria and all, they help you to digest in your stomach. 90 trillions of them are there. They're helping. So how the world is taking care of you? So your life is supposed to be dedicated to you. So doing the duty in the spirit of dedication to God, that is called as karma yoga. It's called as seva. It is called as so many different things, right? So that's first. If that is not done, then the person will not be preparing himself to meditate. A person who has not done this thing well, he cannot meditate. That's why, you see, rarely when people talk about meditation, and Swamiji, they ask, can we have a meditation session? Can we have meditation classes? There is no meditation, That is just a temporary escape from the hustle and bustle of stressful life. It is not really meditation. It is meditation. I have to really practice yoga, karma yoga, well for a long time, and my mind has become so peaceful, so contented, so happy. Now I can sit and really go inside. The other thing which we call as meditation today is perhaps better called as stress management sessions. That is what it really passes as meditation. Because when the fellow gone out of the meditation session, he gone back to the same old stressful existence, same old stressful life. Meditation is such that when a person goes there, he comes out of that, man, he takes that state, he takes that feeling, he takes that bhav with him wherever he goes. It's a different thing altogether. So what we have today is stress management classes only, which is also good. But sasanyasi cha yogi cha nanira chakriha. The one who has really dedicated his actions to God, he is a sannyasi. Yam sannyasam iti prahu yogam tam vidhi pandava. Nahya sannyasta sankalpaha yogi bhavati kaschana. Now, in this verse, what is introduced is a yogi. Because yogi, what Bhagavan uses. Yogi means one who has united with him. So, yoga means from yuj, to unite. One who has united with himself. He's called as yogi. And nobody can become a yogi unless he sits in the later stages of his sadhana, he sits in meditation. What we call as the practice of meditation, which I told you earlier is really the preparation for how you'll practice being. You are already being, you're a human being. You can't practice being. We are. We cannot practice being. We can practice things that will make me realize that I am pure being. You see? You cannot practice being. I am already. Like for example, how if I tell you, become a human being. How you become a human being? Now sometimes you could tell people that, right? Look, behave like a human being. That means right now you're not behaving like a human being, behaving like some other being. But you cannot tell him, become a human being. You're already a human. I may forget that I am a human being. That's a different matter. But I cannot become a human being. I'm already a human being. In the very same way, I cannot become Shanti. My nature is already Shanti. My nature is Satchita. You have heard this already. How many times? Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham 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 Satchidanandoham
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 Satchidanandoham.
See the lines, they say very nicely. This is a Sanskrit line. I am Shiva. I am Satchidananda. It doesn't say I will become It doesn't say Shiva Bhavishyami, Shivam Bhavishyami, Satchidanandam Bhavishyami, I will become. No. It says I am. So you can't really make yourself what you already are. What you can do, just realize what you are. So all of this practice is just to realize I am Satchit. In meditation, I will realize I am Satchit Anand. For that, I should have practiced my karma yoga well, and my mind should have achieved, like we saw there in the third chapter and fourth chapter, for the purification of one's mind. My mind should have become pure and contented, santushta, satatam yogi. He is all the time contented. Now I can sit. If you're not contented, you cannot sit in meditation. I tell you, while you are sitting there, some thought will come. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do the other thing. Can such a person meditate? No. That is why it says here, and we saw in previous verse there, Bahir Bahyan. All external things, leave it outside. It means after I have done my duties and all that kind of thing for a long time, I purified my mind has become contented. I am able to renounce all things outside. Bahir Bahyan. Chakshushchaivantare bhruvoho, and bring my attention now inside. Forget all, sometimes they sound harsh, right? But you have to take some bold steps in meditation. It will sound harsh, but if your mind is not capable of doing it, you will not be able to meditate. What harsh? Who come, come. Who go, go. Who live, live. Who dead? Yeah. That also. Because look, life and death is in your hands. Life and death is in whose hands? Bhagwan's hand. So what are you worried about? You sit in meditation and cast everything out. If an earthquake will come now and devour whole of Trinidad or tsunami, well, that is in your hands. So then what are you worried about? You cast it out. You sit, abandoning everything in the world. It's a sannyasi. That is required for meditation. It means only a true sannyasi in mind could really meditate. Otherwise you sit down there and you try, your mind taken up with this thing, that thing, gone, and that time it will go more. In the same chapter we will see, it will come again. So, Bhagavan says, that person, yogi bhavati, he becomes he is a yogi, who nahi asanyasta sankalpaha. Not the person who has not given up, but one who is yam sannyasam iti prahuhu yogam tam viddipan. One who has really renounced all things in this world. He becomes a yogi. Not the one who goes on, I have to do this, I have to finish that, I must get this by that time, I have to reach this, I have to take a note, And nowadays, pen and paper and thing, you put that in your smartphone. You open your, put on the mala and thing, open your smartphone now, take back the mala now. And then people, these days, they have put all kind of alarm and thing on their smartphone too. So he meditated and he's like, beep, beep, beep. Smartphone, beeping on that side. Where you go meditate on phone? So, no, have to become a real sannyasi in mind to meditate. No, Bhagavan continues about all of the requirements and preparations and advice and all such things for meditation. Says, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
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 Aruruksho Mune Yogam Karma Karanamuchyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Yogarudasya tasyaiva shamakanamuchyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Yada hinendriyartheshu na karma swanushajate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudastadochyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Please remember also, you see, the number of terminologies that are there in the Shastras, sometimes they cause a lot of confusion, because so many terminologies are used, and if we have not really studied Vedanta Shastras, and the beginning portions especially, that is like, you're hearing a foreign language, like when you hear Portuguese or Spanish or something. Well, I didn't really study Portuguese or Spanish, so when we hear those words, we're confused like anything. In the very same way, when Vedanta started, in the beginning we have something called as Tattvabodha. Tattvabodha has all the basic terminologies of Upanishads and Gita and all that. So you have to learn the meaning of those terminologies. Now if those meanings of those terminologies are not learned, later on when we hear this jumble of words and bapre, it will give you headache. So that is why people get good sleep in satsang. Because they get a headache, So we have to be very careful. When we say self, Atman, Brahman, absolute reality, God, Jnanam, Satchitananda, all of these things, they mean one and same. The absolute reality. They mean one and the same. So we have to know that all of these terminologies mean the same thing. Otherwise, they will be confusing like anything. So now, the state of meditation and Atman and Brahman and Satchitananda, all are same also. The state of meditation, not the practice. When I am drawn into that state is a state of eternity, the state of limitlessness, the state of the absolute reality. It is also called Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Now see, all of these terminologies, they refer to one thing. Now, Bhagavan is saying, Arukshor Muner Yogam Karma Karanam Uchyate. That the person who is desirous of entering the state of meditation, Yogam, which is given here, Yogam, that state of meditation, which is now referring to here. Yoga in third chapter means Karma Yoga. Yoga here means Dhyana Yoga, means meditation. See, in different chapters, the yoga word will mean different things. So there in third chapter and fourth chapter, yoga means Karma Yoga. Here yoga means yoga of meditation. Means uniting with oneself through meditation. So he who is desirous of entering that state, Aruruksha means really climbing into that state. First, karma karana muchyate. The first thing he has to do is his karma. He has to do all his duties. Then, once he has done his duties and his mind has now become ready, yoga rudhasya, one who is able to sit in meditation now. He is able to sit quietly. Nothing is bothering him. I am not concerned about it. Who go. I was just telling you. He has to be a real sannyasi. Drop. Like when you hold a hot tower, what do you do? When you hold something hot, what do you do? You say, oh, this thing is hot. Average it might be about 200 degrees Celsius. And according to the laws of physics, anything that has 200 degrees Celsius will possess much more energy than my bare skin could bear. So the transference of energy from the hot tower to my skin will certainly cause severe burns, and I will have to go to the hospital. Better I put it on. Anybody think this thing? When you hold that hot tower, you have no thinking, You drop that thing like a hot tower. Huh? A person should be able to drop this world like that. That is the idea. Anybody who could do that, and this man ready for meditation, he will slip into that state of meditation easily. But when I sit down there and see people, first, some people are good at, go, don't leave me alone, don't bother me. I'm going to meditate. So they're good at leaving everybody. But when he sit down there now, he attached to this body. You have to be able to drop the body also. He attached to the body. Sorry. And you know, at that time only, right in the middle of the back, where you can't reach, there started itch. All about itching, paining, cracking, all kind of squeaking. And the back spine is supposed to stay straight like this. Bhagavan will tell this now. That start, if it's supposed to be like exclamation mark, that fellow start turning like question mark. So, and then the legs saying, move now. A paining. The legs start talking. So he attached to the body. So whatever the body, you're supposed to be able to drop the body also. Don't bother me. You stay quiet. Who is boss? You or me? Tell the body like that. Who is boss? I am the boss, not you. The body say, but if you don't move, I go die. And you know, in the end, the body go win. The leg say, if you don't move, I go die. Then you, hey, quiet. You tell the leg. Nobody has ever died from a little leg pain in the past. Then the leg will say, but then why do you want to run the risk of being the first? After a little while, the leg wins. So you move. When sitting in meditation, which will come just now, no such thing. So, only that person who is able to drop. We're talking about a nice topic today. Today is the day of Puja Gurudev dropped that. Today is his birthday, you know. Swamis are the most lucky people in the world. They have 2 birthdays. One May 8th is his birthday, and 25th of August is also his birthday. Because that is the day Balakrishnan Menon ceased to exist, and the great Swami Chinmaya was born. You see? Another birthday. 2 birthdays. So, if you take sannyas a few times, you will have more birthdays. One fella gone by the doctor, and the doctor telling me you only have 1 month to live. So he come home and he tell his wife, he said, the doctor tell me I have 1 year to live. The wife said, but the doctor call me when you leave the office day. The doctor call me and tell me you only have 1 month to live. How you tell me you have 1 year to live? He said, well, when I live by that doctor, I went by 9 other doctors, 11 other doctors, all of them give me 1 month. So I have 1 year to live. Mathematics don't work like that. You go on taking sannyas, you get a new birthday every day. Here, the ability to drop anything in the shortest notice possible, leave it. Drop all, even the pain in the body, leave it. Let it pain. Let us see what will happen. Like that. And to sit there now. That person, that is called a shama. See, yoga rules for one who has now done his karma and all that, and he's able to sit quietly and he's able to drop things. Shamakarana muchyate. Shamakarana muchyate means now, from here onwards, his practice is just shama. Shama means doing nothing. That is the most difficult thing to do. Doing nothing is the most difficult thing to do. Whereas human being, he likes to think, he likes to remember, ponder, reminisce, he likes to imagine, he likes to, all kind of thing he goes on doing. We're talking about doing nothing means all of those things also. Shamakar means absolute, means cessation of all activities. So when he sits in that meditation seat, This will be the thing that will bring him into the state of meditation. What? Shama. Shama means the total cessation of all activities of body, mind and intellect. Shama. This is the cause for meditation, in other words. This is a nice little word. Shama. One who could sit there, do nothing. Because you have already done all your duties with the right attitude. You have already dedicated everything to God, and your mind has gained great contentment and all that. So, now Shama Karana Muchyate. He says, Yadahinendriyartheshu na karmasvanusajjate sarvasankalpa sannyasi yoga rudastadutchate. The one who is able to withdraw his mind and senses from all the sense objects, indriyartha, all the sense objects outside. Na karma svanusajjate, and is not attached to any activity. You know, like when you sit there, oh God, I have to do this. I only had 20 minutes for meditation here. So your mind really is not on meditation. Your mind is on completing that meditation, because you have to go and do X and Y and Z. That is not meditation. Na karma svanusajjate means I am not attached to any action. I really don't want to go anywhere to do anything. Not attached to any action also. I will go into this meditation. When I enter the state, and when I come out of the state, let it be. We'll see now. So, in other words, only really a true sannyasi. So, therefore, sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas. One who is able to renounce all sankalpa. This sankalpa word is one of the most intractable words in Sanskrit. Sankalpa word. Let me tell you what is the meaning of sankalpa. You have to think now. You have to, because sankalpa word is used very widely also. You know, when you're going to do puja, in the beginning, they take a tulsi. In the beginning of puja, all puja, they put a tulsi in the palm of your hand, right hand, and some water. And then they'll put it on the right knee and they'll cover like this. And now they do puja sankalpa. Puja sankalpa means you are taking an oath, a vow. You are stating what you are going to do in that puja. Who is going to do it, where it is being done, what time it is being done, for what purpose is being done, and what is being done. That is the puja sankalpa, all of these things, right? So sankalpa word means really, I am taking a decision, a vow, an oath. I am taking some sort of, I'm making myself obligated in some way to do something. That thing is called a sankalpa. An easy thing will be a decision or a vow, right? That is called as a sankalpa. So here, Bhagavan says, sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Sarva means all sankalpa. All sankalpa. Sannyasi means one who is able to renounce all. I have nothing to do and I have nowhere to go. Means free from any sankalpa. What a state, you know. Amazing. Otherwise, when we sit there also, we put at the clock an alarm also. I have this to do and that to do and the other thing to complete. And even this meditation, I will have to complete this meditation in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I put a time on the meditation too. So it's a sankalpa. He says sarva sankalpa sannyasi. That means renouncer of all sankalpa. Nothing. Just be. Yoga Ruda. He is said to be entered into that state of yoga. Means dhyana yoga. State of meditation. This is really the way to lift ourselves to the highest state possible. Because when I withdraw and I go inside, I discover the infinite realm of reality. So I am lifted to the highest state of existence. But when I come out from that and I get caught up with all the little things and the world of duality and a world of right and wrong, good and evil and all that, that thing, there also I see myself as a finite victim to all of this all the vagaries of this dualistic existence. So, when I come out, I come to a lower state. When I go in, I go into an infinite state. That is called lifting oneself. I have to lift myself out of finitude and into infinitude. And that has to be done by oneself in a most famous verse. I'm sure all of you would have heard this verse already. This verse is one of the most often quoted verses in Bhagavad Gita. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Uddhare Natmanam Avasadaye.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Uddhare Natmanam Atmanam Avasadaye.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuh, Atmaiva ripuratmanah.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaiva natyatah.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Anatmanastachatre vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Anatmanastachatre vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Anatmanastachatre vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Could never get that to fit in that meter. Uddare Atmanatmanam. See how easy it is to fit it in that meter, real hard. Uddare Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. Atmeva Hyatmano Bandhu. Atmeva Ripuratmanaha. See, easy translation of this verse, but lift yourself by yourself means one should lift oneself by one. No, now. Next pada. Na atmanam avasadayet. One should not degrade oneself. Atma eva hi atmanaha bandhu, because we are our own friend. Atma eva ripuhu atmanaha, and we are our own enemy. Now, what a wonderful thing, you know. I'll tell you something. Usually we hear, surrender to God. God will lift us. Surrender to the Guru. Guru will lift us. Huh? What is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita? Teacher, yes. Teaching of Bhagavad Gita in this 6th chapter is a tremendous teaching of Bhagavad Gita is very strong and very powerful. Those who have nerves of steel, those who have willpower of iron, such people have to read this. They will be inspired like anything. Lift yourself by yourself. And really speaking, if you really take spirituality down to the wire, you will realize that in the final analysis, this is the only thing that will. In this world, there is nobody and no one who could lift you. They say you could take the horse to water, but you could never make him. And we, as teachers and disseminators of this Upanishad, Gita, Gyan and all, we could do this from now till the end of the world. But we really cannot lift any person if that person himself doesn't decide to lift himself. We could give this Atma Gyan from now till the end of the world. That person has to, and really, this is the truth. You may say, even if a person says, I am going to surrender to Bhagwan, Bhagwan will lift me. The power and the demand of surrender, that person will have to develop that himself and truly surrender to Bhagwan before Bhagwan lifts him. And if he has really developed that power of true surrender, he has already lifted himself. Bhagwan doesn't have to lift him. And if he has not developed that power to surrender, then that means he cannot surrender to Bhagwan. That means Bhagwan cannot lift him also. Because the requirement is what? You have to surrender to Bhagwan for the Bhagwan to live. Tesham ham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha mai aveshita chetasam. In 12th chapter this verse will come. That person has to surrender totally his mind and intellect into Bhagwan. Let it dissolve in Bhagwan. Bhagwan will lift him. But if he has let his mind and intellect dissolve in Bhagwan, Bhagwan has to lift nobody again. You see? So he is really lifting himself by himself. Means he is lifting himself to a state of pure surrender. A state of pure disidentification with his own individual mind and intellect. He has already lifted himself. Bhagwan has no work to do. So whether it is part of bhakti or here, Jnana Marg, meditation, one has to really lift oneself by one. Don't sit down there waiting. Well, something might happen, I might win the lottery. Or some guru will come and he could touch me. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa touched Swami Vivekananda, and then I go, Jagaunga. I will awaken. I will see the light. You might get lightheaded, don't wait. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam upsadayet. Lift yourself by yourself because you are your own friend and your own enemy. And in the next verse, which we tried to chant, but which also did not fit in that verse also, what it tells, when you are a friend to yourself and when you are an enemy to yourself. When? He says, bandhuratmat manastasya yena atma eva atmana jitaha. One is a friend to oneself when one has conquered one's mind. Once I have conquered my mind, I am a friend to myself. And anatmanastu shatrutve. If I have not conquered my mind, anatmanahatu shatrutve vartet atmeva shatruvat. I have become inimical to my own welfare. One who has not conquered his mind is inimical, opposed to his own welfare. What an amazing line. This line is even better than the previous one. The previous verse. A person is an enemy to himself when he has not conquered his mind. When we have allowed our mind to reign freely, and that is what the culture of this nation teaches its citizens. The culture of this nation teaches its citizens to have a mind free to do what it wants, when it wants, how it wants. It doesn't matter, just do. Jump, khao, piyo, maja karo, eat, drink, be merry, and drink and eat anything. And that same person who doing it, they don't want the children to do it. But what the children going to do? Children don't do what you say. Children just do what you do. And so, that is what we're going on doing. Breeding criminals in schools. Yes. Yeah. I thought of the word, and I deliberately didn't say it. But good you said it. Yeah? Yes, this is the culture, because the culture breeds a wayward, totally ill-disciplined mind, a mind that doesn't have any culture of discipline, a mind of control, of mastery. No such thing in the culture. The culture only teaches freedom, let the mind do whatever it wants. That person is an enemy to himself, and if the whole nation is like that, that nation is an enemy to itself. I hope that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are listening to this line. And this goes for all the races and all the communities of Trinidad and Tobago. Usually, we think it is a certain race of people who do this. But our own people also do exactly the, yes, worse even, you're right. You're right. There's a culture of absolute waywardness of the mind. That person is an enemy to himself. And so by extension, the whole nation is that nation is going to implode. It will implode, collapse on itself. That is the culture we are imparting to our next generation. This is an amazing thing. So this is when a person is an enemy to himself. See the very next line itself. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahitaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shitoshna sukha dukheshu tathamana. Uच्यते yogi samaloष्टाश्म काञ्चनः.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Suhrinmitradyudasina madhyastha dvishyabandhushu.
Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhir visheshyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna sharanam mama.
Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahitaha. See, the very next word is Jitatmana, one who has conquered his mind, one who is a master of his mind, a master of his destiny, a master of all his actions. Not a free, that is animal life. Animal, you have to, look here, this evening only I cut some grass and I take it for the cow day. Then I'm going to move the cow from where she was tied all day and I move she in the next place. I stand up there for a minute watching that cow. You have to see how that cow eats. There is no rhyme and rhythm, no logic and no pattern. Where the senses see some grass, the cow goes. And no cow will eat from a side. Well, let me eat in this lot today, tomorrow I'll eat that lot. And so, the cow going around in the same place and will leave out some grass here and go there and eat, but come back here. There is no rhyme and means guided only by the senses. Guided only by the senses. You see food? Eat. You see grass? Eat. You remember your grandfather and grandmother. They used to have a fixed time for eating. You sit at this time and eat. But nowadays, with all the modern type of things, man, people sit down. Breakfast, brunch, lunch, tea, supper, dinner, everything. And they have snack in their bag too. Whole day. Very disciplined. There's supposed to be a discipline in eating also. Yeah. You sit at this time and eat. Man, I used to watch my grandfather doing that thing. And he'll watch that sun. Until that sun reaches there, he's not going to eat, you know. The sun has to reach right above. We just carry all kind of thing in the bag and pull out. And put an extra slice and thing. You know what I'm talking about. You know? And all kind of bars. Granola bars and chocolate bars. And we like all that kind of thing. Eh? No discipline in any aspect of our life. They used to go to sleep at a certain time and get up at a certain time. We sleep anytime, get up anytime, this, that. Discipline missing. Jitatmana, what means one who has conquered every aspect of his life. Prashantasya, and remains quiet, composed. Paramatma samahitaha. The self becomes revealed, the supreme self becomes revealed to that person. Who is Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu, in Shita and Ushna, cold and hot, and Sukha and Dukha, joy and sorrow. Tatha Mana Pramana Yoho. He is, and in Man means, Man means respect and recognition. Apaman means the opposite. You know, when you give him respect and recognition on this side, but the opposite, soon as they don't give you respect, hey, go down the road, somebody insult you and well cost you and thing. But he is Sama. That continues in the next verse. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, contented with knowledge and wisdom, and very contented in himself. Kutastaha. Kutastaha means sitting very firm, not unshaken. Sitting firm, unshaken. Vijitendriya, conquer all his senses. Yukta iti uchate yogi, samaloshtashma kanchanaha. And he has equal vision. We saw this in fifth chapter also. Equal vision for all things. Samaloshtashma kanchanaha. Kanchana means gold. Loshta means some metal. And Loshta means earth. Ashma means a metal. So a clump of earth, a piece of metal, or some gold. Ashma also means stone. Some stone, rock. So it's a clump of earth, a piece of rock or metal, or gold. He sees all of them as one. Mind is not disturbed or pulled in any direction. They are all same thing. Such a person, iti uchate yogi. He is called as a yogi. No. I told you, Bhagavan will... Remember, the topic is meditation. How all this... Well, for that meditation, remember, my mind is not supposed to be drawn this way, drawn that way, pulled the other way. I'm supposed to be a good sannyasi and renounce all of these things. One more verse, he talks about this, and then he'll get into a state of meditation. What is that verse? Suhrin mitra yudasina madhyastha dvesha bandhushu sadhushu apicha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. That person excels, exceeds, supersedes the one who is able to see all these as equal. Who all? There we saw Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane, Galihastini, elephant, cow, dog, dog-eater, all. He sees all of them as a learned Brahmana. Here he says, Suhrin, a well-wisher, Mitra, a friend, Udasina, one who is, Udasina means sitting aloof. He doesn't really dabble in things. Udasin means one who is sitting aloof. He's just an onlooker. Madhyastha, one who is in between. He is neither here nor there. Dvesha bandhushu, one who is detestable, or one who hates, or one who is a friend. Sadhu also, sadhushu. He sees all of them as equal. He really doesn't have any, because he realizes, just like we saw in the 5th chapter, all of them have the same one reality running through them. Or the other way to say that, well, he is not attached to this one, not attached to this one. He is detached from everybody. So then why he will have enmity with this one and friendship with that one, and be normal with this one, abnormal with that one? No. He detached from everybody. Or the other way to say that also, which again we'll see, is he's friendly to everybody. Doesn't say, this is my friend, but these people, no, they're not my friend. He's friendly with all, means equal to all. Such a person is called as a yogi. And he says, Bhagavan says, he excels, he supersedes, he surpasses everybody. Samabuddhi, because he has samabuddhi. Buddhi of equanimity, equality. And he is vishishyate, supersedes, right? Now, since the topic is meditation, from verse number 10, effectively, Bhagavan gets into this whole preparation for meditation. What am I supposed to do now? Well, first thing, he says, Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasistitaha ekaki yachasittatma nirashira parigraha. First thing, I have to become ekaki and find a lonely a place where I am alone. So meditation has to be done alone. I find a place that is secluded and I have to sit alone. Please pay attention to this. This is the one sadhana that we have, and the first verse which is giving on meditation here now. 2 words are coming: secluded and alone. Rahasi means secluded. Alone means by myself. Bhagavan Bhashakar, when he sees this word by myself, he says ahasayaka. Asahayaka. Asahayaka means one who has no one around him to lean on. I have to be totally alone. This is the one sadhana I'm telling you now, where the person has to do alone. All sadhanas can be done with others also. When you do puja, you sit with your spouse, and children, and this and that. But meditation, we have to sit with nobody. Because my attention will be drawn by the other person. Now how you will sit in meditation? Just now we said we have to drop everything. This verse is the first verse and very, very important. We'll see this thing tomorrow.